All right, everyone. We'd like to welcome on our next guest, the former AFL kicker for the Columbus Destroyers and current NFL, CFL, XFL free agent, Craig the Leg Peterson. Craig, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
And just know that I'm a Colts fan, so if you ever want to sign with the Colts and kick for nothing against Vinatieri, but he's
getting old.
He's getting there. The injuries aren't helping, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep that invite open. But I'd like to start off by saying you are on Wikipedia, which is my life goal. So just know that you're ahead of the curve, at least in this group.
Wikipedia, I found that I think it was 2016. That was my first year of playing with the Tampa Bay Storm. And people like have to go on and create that, or there's somebody on there that like the initials with like DD and then a bunch of numbers. I have no idea.
You have a Wikipedia guy. You have a guy that follows you around and is constantly updating your life on the internet. I mean, that's a goal in its sense for me.
You have some weird secret admirer / stalker that like knows everything about you. That's just like, I'm gonna put this on Wikipedia.
I'm gonna prove to him how much I know about him by making a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, seriously.
One way to do it.
Gosh,
there's stuff missing on there too, which kind of I kind of want to go on there and do it. I gotta like make an account. I'm too lazy for that. So
no, I totally feel you.
Yeah,
stuff
no.
Too, which kind of that sucks, but it is what it is. Someone made it, which I'm happy about. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first question for you, Craig the Leg, is what is your longest kick?
So is it going to be in a game or just shooting the shit? Southside kicking football.
I trust the shoot the shit side because I always like to throw that number in the mix. So yeah, what is your personal record?
So in a game, I'm going to go with the game first. I like to always, it's always relevant,
Yeah.
So in a game, it's 56. Now, remember, we're talking about uprights that are 9 feet wide, not 18 feet. So, you see guys, in the XFL missing kicks and then the NFL missing kicks, from extra points, 33-yard field goals. It's kind of frustrating knowing that, someone like me is, having success in the indoor game and, hitting on an upright, 15 feet high and 9 feet wide. That was for the Spokane Empire, actually. 56-yarder. It was a franchise record and a season long for all the kickers in the IFL league.
Nice.
The longest I've ever hit, 70, was it 70? Yeah, 75.
Oh.
There was one on my Instagram that's a 70-yarder.
That's fucking impressive, man.
That's insane. Most I can maybe kick is 10 yards, maybe if I'm accurate.
With the wind at your back.
With the wind at my back, we'll see. I mean,
and a perfect hole.
Yeah, it's just that the temperature is just right and everything. All the elements come together perfectly. But 70 yards, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually was at a Winnipeg Blue Bombers mini camp. And that was just a hold. There was no snap involved, just a hold. And that was at IMG Academy. I don't know if you guys are familiar in the Bradenton area, Florida. Mm-hmm. And the GM was there. I kicked the 73-yarder.
Wow. Damn.
So he came up to me after we were all done. There was 3 of us competing to get into camp, obviously, which is why we were all invited to mini camp. And surprisingly, Brett Maher was there with me, who was the Dallas Cowboys kicker last year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's insane. Wow.
So, yeah, that was intense. That was pretty cool. I had some wind with me because Bradenton is literally right by the Gulf right there. Mm-hmm. So there's always wind to kick back, and you get 14, 15, 16 mile an hour winds. But it's still got to be a true ball. If you're not hitting a true ball, it's not going to go in. So sometimes on a specific day, you can hit really, really long balls, but for the most part, you just want to be consistent inside of 50 yards. I think that's the most important.
So going into you've just played in the AFL, correct? That's been your been your league that you played in.
Yeah, it's one of the leagues actually. I've been playing in. There's the AFL obviously, which is the top tier Arena Football League. I've played a season in the National Arena League, the NAL.
Okay.
And then when I was with Spokane with that long field goal I had, that was in the IFL, which is the Indoor Football League.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Does the NAL and IFL, do they still exist? Or are
They
they,
do. They do.
Okay. All right.
They do.
What
The
okay.
league is the league that folded, which had the Columbus Destroyers, the Albany Empire, teams like that.
And all that, did all that go down in was it September of 2019 or October?
Yeah, I remember around October because I remember I just bought a brand new car and all of a sudden. Oh yeah,
the shittiest news.
No.
one of the Destroyers personnel saying that the Destroyers are going to fold, so that was really unfortunate.
Damn,
Jeez.
man. Yeah, that sucks. But hey,
true.
they do say that when one door closes, the other opens, and you got the NFL, the CFL, and the XFL that I think plenty of teams are looking for talent within there. Craig, what's your shoe size? Because I don't know if there's this if there's a correlation between being good at kicking and shoe size. Maybe it's something I need to dig into more.
You never know. I mean, there's some little guys out there that are great kickers, and just to name drop Justin Tucker's. I never really watched him too much growing up. Adam Vinatieri was obviously a guy that I really liked to watch just based on consistency. Dan Bailey in his earlier years was a guy I like to watch. And I used to be a Cowboys fan, so they kind of went hand in hand, and he was, one of the most consistent kickers in the NFL. Yeah. But there's guys that are small that have little feet and tend to be good kickers. But my shoe size is 14, depending on what it is.
All right.
I like my cleats to be a 13, just so they're snug. You don't want them to be too big, obviously, or you don't want them too small. You don't want to go down 2 sizes, even though I've heard of guys going down 2 sizes to wear their cleats or indoor shoes, and that's just too uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, that sounds really cramped. 2 sizes, dude. I can't.
Gosh.
It's like when you're going out to the garage to grab something and you slip on your mom's shoes. It's like that's what that reminds me of.
But maybe that's what I need to do to try to kick better. I don't know, because I feel like I can't kick with shit when I've tried. Maybe it's because I'm just wearing my basic tennis shoes. Maybe I got to put on some tight ass shoes I wore 2 years ago and see if I can kick better. I don't know.
We got to get you some soccer cleats or some soccer shoes or something.
Yeah,
that might work. Going on the now is in the AFL and the indoor football leagues, is I don't know, is the turf is the turf different than if you were kicking with on an NFL or CFL team? Does that come into play? I feel like I don't know. I just feel like if there's if you have a very talented kicker in the AFL, could you easily move over to the NFL and kick in that environment in that league?
100%. And the reason I say that is because even though it is AstroTurf, and it's just solid, it's like carpet,
Yeah.
Going outside, you're training. I mean, when I train outside year round.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the goal. So you're already prepared to go outside. So then when you're inside, even during the season, when I practice, I go back outside and practice unless we have the arena open to practice in. So I'm still constantly playing outside, whether it's on turf or grass, to make sure that I'm prepared for the season, or, if I get a call up from the NFL or the XFL, whichever it may be, CFL. And it just depends on, opportunity meeting, what do they say? Opportunity and, luck or something have to come together. And that's how you get, a chance at least to try and succeed in those other levels. Because you do have to get a little lucky. Timing, I think, is the other word I was thinking of. Opportunity and timing.
It sounds like a lot of what we're trying to do here at 10,000 Takes. We're trying to hit that timing and opportunity as well. Yeah. But hey, maybe this interview is what we need. So I'm a firm believer in that.
You never know.
Yeah, you definitely never know.
Put us over the top.
Another question I got for you, Craig, is we're gonna put the picture over the podcast here, but you're built like a fucking tank. What made you want to kick? I mean, you could be a linebacker. Speaking of even that, I saw your pinned tweet on Twitter is a video of you just absolutely roundhousing this guy against the boards on a kickoff. It reminds me like with Pat McAfee against the Denver Broncos in that kickoff where he just laid that guy out. I mean, you know, how does a guy like you kick? It seems like you could play 3 or 4 different positions.
You know, I got to be different. I like to be different. And a thing that, you know, really, the way I like to look at it is if I'm different from everybody else, I'm going to stand out, you know? And there's something that I have, I guess, that, you know, other guys don't. And that's the ability to, you know, do things that they can't, which is hit people like that or make a big play like that. And some kickers,
big time.
They physically cannot do that. And I like that part. But the other part is I don't have the college film that these other kids have. So in my mind, it's always been, what can I do differently? How can I be better? I got to work harder than everybody else because they already have that advantage on me. So what I do, you know, the reason I look like that, it's the dedication to why I've been successful. You know, it's the dedication to the work ethic that I have. So I try to, you know, exude that and do everything that I possibly can to be different than everybody else and just work harder than everybody else in the room.
Yeah, you got to find a way to make yourself stand out, and that definitely helps you look different from the rest of the crowd of all the other kickers, like you said, that have film. Well, going off of that, like you're a kicker and you're a bigger guy. I mean, at what age did you realize you wanted to be a football kicker? Like, I mean, were you playing another position and then you kicked and you're like, oh damn, this might be, I like this better. Yeah.
That's a great question. That's a long story, but I can give you the short version.
Yeah.
Bunch of my buddies before my senior year of college were watching a preseason game. I believe it was the Jets.
Yeah.
Might have been the Jets and the Jaguars. I know it was the Jets because Jay Feely was the kicker.
Yep.
And I don't mean to name drop him like this, but he missed.
I like what's about to come next.
Yeah, I know.
And we're all watching the game together. You know, we're drinking, and we're watching the game. We're hanging out, and he misses a 50-yard field goal. So I'm very competitive, and I played soccer growing up, you know, in high school, and I watched this guy miss this 50-yard field goal, and I'm like, you know what? Damn it! Like these kickers get paid so much money.
I know.
And can't hit a 50-yard field goal, and I'm like, I can make a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you I can go out and do that. So one of my buddies says, prove it. So I'm like, whatever. I was like, we'll walk to Albany High right now, and I'll go kick a 50-yard field goal. Everyone got up. We're like, let's go then. So we literally, there was 4 of us. We walked over. We had this like real shitty Rawlings football that you'd like throw in the pool. You know what I mean? Just throw around, not give a crap about. Went over, jumped the fence at Albany High. It was slightly raining out. I had flats on, you know, just normal shoes. We go out there. It was so dark outside that we only had the lights from the corner of the stadium.
Yep.
It's not like, you know, they had the lights on for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you could barely see the uprights. So one of my friends went down there to stand behind the uprights to make sure if I did make it or miss it, he would know. So we go back to the 50-yard line, and we can barely see the line. So then we go up 10 yards. So now we're at the 40-yard line. My one buddy watches, or my third buddy holds the ball. You know, I don't know how he's supposed to hold it. You know, I just trying to do this. I get up, I go over, and I do one of these, check the wind.
Like you're out there.
Thinking I'm actually going to hit this. And, I walked up soccer style, hit the ball. We could barely see it. It was going somewhat straight. We could barely see it. You couldn't really make out. And all of a sudden you hear my other friend go, holy shit, it went in.
Yeah.
Also, my initial question, did you say you were drinking during that? Were you just shit-faced during that entire story?
I was not shit-faced, but we
Oh.
were, like, you know, I mean, I think we were a few drinks deep, you know, nothing
All right.
Yeah, that would have been even better. But I did kind of slip when I hit it because it was like drizzling. It wasn't like raining, like a downpour. It just added to it. It just made it feel much better after I made it.
Yeah.
And after that, we're walking back. We jumped the fence, and actually, I think a couple of my buddies tried kicking like a few closer field goals just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on our way back, and they're like, "Dude, maybe you should like start kicking somehow. Like maybe you should try out for Cortland or something." And I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like some homemade Happy Gilmore story. Just that's awesome.
That's sweet though. That's like how you see it in the movies.
Yeah, it's like a movie scene. That's just like, and then from there you're like, maybe I can actually do something as a kicker. Make a career out of it.
Absolutely.
But I know you were saying that like it's crazy. Like, so you went to Cortland College, but you didn't even. I mean, did you even play football growing up at all?
Never.
Really? That is insane.
Soccer, and then I did track in college.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I was more of an intramural specialist after that.
Okay.
Oh, I also claimed that title.
Yep.
I was the seventh man off the bench on a 10-person team.
It wasn't even fair. I think they have a plaque of me in Cortland somewhere in the intramural office because I won some absurd amount of, like, you get a T-shirt for every event, or sport you win. I have like 50 T-shirts.
You just have a shrine of intramural T-shirts.
Shrine of just people get so mad when they have to play me in whatever sport. They're like, "Oh, great! Like Craig's here. Like, great, we're not going to win this T-shirt."
Yeah. No, I remember from college, there always was that one like natural athlete who didn't play on like a sports team, but was like good enough to, but just like, just cakewalked his way through every intramural championship. And it's like, what the fuck? This was made for nathletes like me who are trying to stay fit at college and have some sort of weekly extracurricular activity other than drinking. So
it's supposed to keep you active. It's supposed to like boost your self-esteem. Like, I'm going to win a championship. And like, I went to the U of M and we played intramural ice hockey, and we had literally frats built up of guys that could have been playing Division I college hockey somewhere. And they were just destroying us out there. It was like the Mighty Ducks at the beginning of the movie when they're just getting destroyed. And it was just like, we're not going to win anything. So that's impressive.
Here I am winded into 5 minutes into warm up, and oh shit, Craig's here. I'm done. Let's just go home, boys.
I'm done. It's over, guys.
Forfeit. Automatic forfeit.
Oh shit. Let's go back and drink. It's gonna be more productive.
It can be anything too. Tennis. There was some, badminton. There was racquetball.
Yeah.
There was, the intramural program, I will say this, at Cortland was by far, I think, one of the best in all of D3.
Really?
Wow. They had, ping pong. They had horseshoe set up. They had disc golf. They had have you guys ever heard of broomball?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Broomball is actually really fun.
Mm-hmm. Broomball was amazing. They'd have the Friday night volleyball tournaments, the indoor soccer, the outdoor soccer, the flag football, all that stuff. Anything you can think of that was a sport or some type of sport or game, they had it, which was nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I should have been playing football, but hey.
Yeah. And you found out just before your senior year, right? That was like before your senior year. You said that you kicked that 50-yard bomb.
Yeah. Yep, right before that. So
I
ended up going back to school, and then I wanted to become a walk-on.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't the right time, apparently. It wasn't.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I talked to the head coach. I'm like, I'm going to come for spring ball. And what I'll do is I ended up having 4 majors, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. So I ended up in Cortland for another year after that.
Oh, okay.
But what I did was this is how dedicated I was. I wanted to play football. So I was like, you know what? I put all my eggs in one basket. What I'll do is I'll take some more classes. I'm not too far away from a dual major. And that's what we'll do. I'll do the spring training and then play football next year. So that's what, he told me to do. And I went to spring training. I did all the lifts, we had to get, 6 a.m. lifts and all that stuff. Practice with the team, I knew a bunch of the guys already, but then I actually got to, practice with them. And one of my roommates was actually one of the offensive linemen for the team too. So he's the one that kind of been like, dude, you should do it. You should do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then I didn't even make the cut. I even tried being a wide receiver. I tried being a wide receiver, the punter, and the kicker.
Damn.
Just to make
That sucks.
the group of kids that goes into camp in the summer.
The fucking mistake they made, right?
Oh my God, huge mistake. I kept I actually still have the chart of like my 40 time, my vertical, my broad jump. I mean, I had like RG3 numbers at that camp, at spring. It was unreal.
Unbelievable. And the other thing, I didn't know the whole thing about the 4 degrees. So we need to find whoever your Wikipedia guy is because he's slacking.
Because that's impressive. That's insane. I hear people getting
I
2
struggle
majors.
to get 1 degree.
I know people that have like 2 majors. I'm like, holy shit, how did you do that? And 4, like
4 is
that's
like
insane.
Next level.
The minor, I guess does a minor count technically?
I mean, I'll give it maybe I'd give it a half. Maybe three and a half still though.
Yeah, that's impressive.
A minor and an associate's degree.
Yeah.
Wow.
So technically 3, I guess, and a half.
Yeah.
Which is, and I don't even really use any of it, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
that's how it goes. I feel like. What were those degrees, or what did you major in? In school.
So our associates is in business administration.
Okay.
The minor is in sports management.
Cool.
And then the two bachelors are in human resource management and business economics.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of work between all those majors.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's crazy.
Sure. Might as well have been there and gotten my doctorates or something.
Yeah,
just go for the Grand Slam.
Yeah, because you were at 5 years of school, did you say you went for?
5.5.
5.5. You could have just went, screw it, just went for 8. You only had 2.5 years left to get that PhD and whatever. And just been, I'm a PhD, and I don't know, I'm a PhD. It's awesome though. Oh,
Dr. Craig the leg, Peterson.
Dr. Craig the leg. That would
that
sound
flows
great.
though. That does flow.
That would flow.
It does.
Especially if you're on like an NFL team, like you be on the roster, you just be Dr. Craig the Leg Peterson, PhD. Oh no, it's not a nickname.
PhD on the
it's on the roster.
Booger McFarland will be like, and that doesn't mean that he is a doctor. He went to school for that. Like he'd have to point out the name behind it.
The obvious.
Yeah. No. So Craig, the last question I have for you is what are your thoughts as a player, especially a free agent, on the XFL? Because we're pretty big fans of the XFL here at 10,000 Takes. Skullhawks, I guess, is the way we've been doing it. But I know there was a lot of controversy in the kicking community around Ocho Cinco. He said he was gonna try out for one of the teams, and he just skipped the tryout, or what was the whole bit with that? Because
so from what I heard, at least in the kicking community, he did actually try out.
Oh,
I believe it was for the DC Defenders. And then a buddy of mine, Tyler Alsa, was one of the other guys that was able to go and try out with them. He used to kick in the Arena League against me the year that we won our title. We actually played his team. We ended up winning 66-8. He played. He played for the Columbus Lions. I played for the Carolina Cobras. So, with that being said, he got to work out with them. Ocho Cinco was there, and I believe there was one other kicker there, and he ended up getting the job over them. He didn't say anything about how well they kicked or anything like that. I just remember hearing that he was actually there. So. I personally, with that, at first I was like, this is kind of a joke. If that could have been someone who deserves that, at least the opportunity to try out, right?
Yeah.
Someone that has been, putting a lot of work in, and I'm not saying Ocho Cinco doesn't, but at a different, part of his craft. He's a wide receiver. He's not a kicker.
Yeah, exactly.
Other guys out there that have been kicking for years and years and years. He's just trying to do this, and I don't know whether it was a publicity stunt or who knows what it was. Mm-hmm. But he got the opportunity, which is what some of us are dying to get. And that be that chance to take you to the next level. And none of us got that opportunity. Because there's other guys in the Arena League too that I feel that deserve, a shot at least as well.
Yep.
But we didn't get that. So that was I was kind of distraught about that, and frustrated just by hearing about all the Ocho Cinco's getting to work out with DC, and as a kicker, it's like, come on, you know what I mean? This is a joke. But after watching the first, now it's been 2 weeks of the XFL, it looks pretty legit. You know, it looks like they got a great business plan.
Mm-hmm.
The teams are good. You know, they got, whoever does their social media and with the advertising and marketing, they're doing great jobs. So
yeah,
I just feel like it could go somewhere. It could be a good foundation for, kickers like myself or guys like Tyler to make a name for themselves. And, it's just all about getting that opportunity. You see guys like Nick Novak in there. Come on, man. I understand. I get it. I respect him as a kicker. He's had a good career in the NFL, but this should be like a developmental league. Regardless of how old you are, it shouldn't be based off experience, though. That's what I don't like. Like, if you're if he was like a 38-year-old, rookie and he kicked in college and hasn't gotten a chance and he deserved it, or, maybe he knew somebody. You never know. Sometimes it's all about who your agent is, too. To get you into these workouts. Then maybe it's like, okay, but, I mean, he's played for 10-plus years in the NFL, and now he's kicking in a league where guys like me, it's like, hey, listen, like, I want to get to the NFL. You've already been there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not taking somebody's spot for what? For what? You don't need the experience.
Yeah.
You don't need the money probably. And
No, especially not after an NFL contract.
Yeah, you definitely don't need the film.
No.
So, someone like me could be taking, or at least having the opportunity to take that spot where guys aren't getting it and they're just like, oh, yeah, let's sign, Nick Novak because he's a former NFL kicker. Another one is Andrew Franks. Like, he's not as old as Novak. Novak's like 38, 39. But Andrew Franks, RPI graduate, good kicker as well. Played, I think, 3 years with the Dolphins. Hasn't played in, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't even know how long it's been, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't kicked for anybody, whether it be CFL, NFL, or in the arena leagues in 3+ years. So now it's like they're bringing in these guys, and it's like, come on, at least bring in some other guys to work out against these guys to give us a chance to show them, hey, we are actually NFL caliber kickers, and we can beat these guys in a one-on-one competition.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get that. Chad Ochocinco just taking away that opportunity. But I want to ask you before we go into the our final segment. And speaking of opportunity, it looked like that, you graduated in 2008, 2009 time frame, and from what I saw on your very highly touted Wikipedia page, that you didn't get a chance with your first team until 2015, is that accurate?
Technically no. I actually attended training camp, which was my first experience with a team. It was with the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Okay.
In 2014 in the summer for training camp.
Okay.
And that's actually a funny story too, just to kind of go off on a little side note. I got called in, and remember the Winnipeg Blue Bombers mini camp?
Yeah.
That I went to? That was in 2014 before training camp started for the CFL.
Okay.
And what do you know? Two guys got hurt there. I think the kid from Kentucky that they signed had a hamstring injury, and then Justin Pilardi was the punter, and he also got hurt. So they called me up from a workout that I literally flew down to Orlando, Florida for that past October just to work out. So I stayed the weekend. I had a workout. I crushed it with Ottawa. They called me. They said, hey, we want to bring you in. I said, that's great. So they flew me. And that's when I moved myself down to Orlando, Florida after I had that workout. So I was currently living in Orlando. Yep. They flew me up there. I get on the elevator. Who's the guy I see? It's already on the elevator. Like, I literally just got there. Brett Maher, the guy that just got released from Winnipeg, signed with Winnipeg.
Wow.
He was there for 4 days, and then he got cut.
Wow.
He was there, and then I got to see him again, which I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to beat this guy again.
Yeah.
So we had a one-on-one battle that next day. And this was to go to Montreal and play in a preseason game. So I'm on cloud nine. I'm like, dude, I'm going to beat this guy. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So we made the same amount of field goals. I think we were both 9 for 10. He missed from 55. I missed from 50. My punting with distance and hang time and balls that turn over, guys that turn over, so the ball doesn't spiral up and come down like that. The ball actually turns over, like a punt should go, like if you're throwing a football.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my balls turned over. His did not. And then my kickoffs were further and my hang times were better than his. So now I'm freaking out. The owner and the head coach, and I believe the special teams coach all talked to him first. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna play my first professional game. This is exciting. Like, this is crazy. They bring me over and they're like, Craig, we love what we saw, but we're gonna go with Brett because of the experience.
Oh,
that is
now,
so
I don't know
stupid.
if anyone knows this, but he went to Nebraska for 4 years and kicked at a D1 school. They knew I had no prior experience whatsoever. So I think they were shocked at what they just witnessed, that they ended up keeping me in camp. So they didn't release me. They actually kept me there to see if Brett kind of see how he did in the first preseason game. And then it's just crazy because then a week later they brought in 3 more guys. And I'm just like,
unbelievable.
That's just a
what
gut
am I
punch.
supposed to do?
You were screwed by the system. It reminds me of like a job interview for a kid who's really smart and really good at something, but he didn't go to college. And everyone's like, well, this candidate, maybe he just got fired from XYZ or got let go, but you know what? He worked there in the first place and he was at college, so we're going to go with him. Like it's complete horseshit how much like the resume has power. And it sounds like you were definitely a better kicker than this guy, and you had the stats. You had the stats to prove it, but he had played at other teams, so we're going to go with him. And then, you just got pushed under the rug, which is just such bullshit.
Yeah, it's not like he did really bad either. It's not like he was totally, shit the bed. He did really well. I just did better.
Yeah.
I just performed better.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what here's the thing. They didn't tell me it was experience. It was just obvious that that's what it was. But what they told me to, I don't know if this is trying to make me feel a type of way, but they're like, well, his ball flight was a little bit better on his field goals.
Which it's like, come on, man. Who gives a shit?
How do you measure that? What the fuck? Like, that just makes no sense to me. That's just
It was a shot. It was a shot to the heart for sure.
Yeah. To get that far and to be this close to like being in a professional football setting and just put your heart out and just get it ripped out so short. That just sucks.
And I think but I needed that. For me to continue the journey that I'm still living right now. I needed that as justification. Be like, okay, I know I could do this. I know I can kick with the best.
Yeah.
So I got to keep going. I can't give up now because that was my 3rd year. My kicking coach Sam Watson and I came up with a plan. We were going to do 3 years, and if nothing happens, then I'll go back to the bank or whatever it is, kind of job I do. And that was the 3rd year, and it was just crazy how that 3rd year I got that call. And to get that far, I didn't get the job, but I got the call. And I not only did I get the call, it's not like I went there and shit the bed. I went there and performed really well and at a high level. So that's when I knew I'm like, I got to go all in with this thing, and I'm gonna find another place to play somewhere.
Yeah.
And months later, I had a workout with the Tampa Bay Storm and crushed that, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Pretty unique story, pretty crazy. Just. It's life, man. Life will toss you and throw you in so many different directions, and sometimes you don't know what to do, but just go with the flow. And I'm a firm believer in God, and I'm a Christ follower, and I just feel like that He has a plan, and at any given day, something could happen, and I believe that something will happen, and that's always been the case for me so far. Where something, a door closes, another one does open, and I just feel like that's Him working. And kind of, allowing me to continue to do what I love doing and what I'm best at. So I just, glory to God for sure, just to allow me to keep going at such a high level.
Yeah, well, just know that here at 10,000 Takes, we completely support you, and we'll definitely be pulling for you. We'd love to see you get. You're obviously a talented kicker, and we've seen the videos, we've seen the stats. I think it's just a matter of waiting for it to happen, but it will happen for sure.
It will.
100%.
You'll get there. Well, we want to move into the just final segment here where we kind of just shoot you some rapid fire questions. I'm gonna ask you 11 questions.
All right.
2 minutes, and we're gonna try to get through all of them. Jack, are you gonna time this, or should I time this?
I got. I'll hit the time.
You got the time. Just let me know when.
2 minutes starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Craig. Who was your favorite NFL team growing up?
Dallas Cowboys.
Sweet. Oh yeah, Brett Maher's on there now, right? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He got cut.
That's right. Okay. Would you rather spend the rest of your life blind or in an Olive Garden?
In an Olive Garden.
Cool. If you were given an all expenses paid trip to Cleveland, would you take it?
Of course.
Wow. Okay. Are you a dog or cat guy?
I'm a dog. Okay.
Dog guy. Favorite boy band?
Oh man. I'd say Newfound Glory. I like.
Newfound Glory. Wow, nice. Yeah, kick ass. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Posting a wild comeback Hall of Fame season in the NFL, perhaps?
10 years for it. Something. Woo. Still playing football for sure.
Awesome. Pineapple belongs on pizza? Does it?
Yes, I like the Hawaiian pizza, so yeah.
Do you dance when no one is looking?
Of course.
Who is your favorite superhero and why?
Ooh. Superhero. Hulk, because he's so incredible.
Badass. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
My man right here. iPhone or Android?
I have an Android, but I have an iPad, so it's like the best of both worlds, but I do like my Android. So I got to go with Android.
I got an Android. Jack, suck it.
God damn it. He's the one person on the blog with a fucking
Yes.
Android.
Yeah, everybody gets so mad at me. But where were we? Was that under 2 minutes, Jack? What was that?
You got about 15 seconds left.
Sweet.
Oh, that was the last question?
That was the last question.
All right.
I think. Yeah, I think that was the last question. I think we got it all in. Yeah.
Who
That
would
was
take
awesome.
a paid trip to Cleveland?
Yeah, I mean, I would do it, right? Because that means it covers booze, too. So I'll go
know.
get shit-faced for free in Cleveland for a week.
I don't care where it's at. As long as it's paid for, I'll get a flight, go somewhere. I don't care. Seriously.
Yeah.
Vacation's a vacation, even in Cleveland.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, concluding that, we would like to thank you, Craig the Lake, for coming on the 10,000 Take show. And we, for any of you NFL teams, CFL, XFL teams listening out there, especially the Battle Hawks, Skull Hawks, give Craig a shot. He definitely deserves it. So thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
Craig the Leg. Craig the Leg.
Craig the Leg.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right. See you later, guys.
See you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Sus, whatever. And then down to D.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys were jamming with guitars, right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I brought mine.
Oh, no. You got your Guitar Hero guitar. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. My bad.
Jake, I think you're one of those guys who owns a guitar who doesn't know how to actually play it.
Well,
You sit at college campuses and you're just like ding 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 ding.
I know
ding.
some notes,